Good morning.
Good morning.
Today I'm going to share with you about Chan Buddhism that related to one school that have similar power as Liu Ju Huiren. We call him Buffalo Head Mountain. I think a little bit about it, how to express my understanding, and I read a lot in this book. Only this book mentioned that this school coming. So from there is because of very profound Chinese Buddhism is from Zen Buddhism or Chan Buddhism directly point to the mind. So in Buddhism, if we talk about practice, there is the complete practice skill from four foundations of mindfulness. If we talk about mind and very advanced, it's not easy to realize what is the mind mean for us. So that you need to have some perception or some idea or something that can mention to the mind. Even though in the West culture, still very difficult. We talk about some realization or enlightenment without God, that is very difficult. Without heaven, without this and that perception, very difficult. So when I think about this, I'm going to follow something that make you understand of Chinese culture a little bit and the geography a little bit about where is the Chan Buddhism come from, in order you can grab what is point to the mind mean to us in the practice, not in the philosophy or the words terminology to express, but with the experience of practice. So the first thing I want to say is, in China, Liang Wu Di is the Bodhidharma come to China. In that period we call Liang Wu Di. Before Liang Wu Di dynasty, from Xi Han, West Han dynasty come to Nanbei Cao, there come to Sui Tang, they already very mature Indian culture of Buddhism come to China as the complete system come to China. We call the 8th school already formed. If we talk about Sui Cao, it means before Bodhidharma come to China, Tiantai school already formed. And then they have another Pure Land school, talk about, chanting Buddha means the Buddha. Mindfulness to the Buddha means the Buddha. They already have. So why Chan Buddhism still have that kind of mature, in what we call their Tiantai Ziguan, means in the Samadhi and Vipassana, very strong background, theories and practice already bring why Chan Buddhism still can blooming. This is very important. So I want to, first thing is talk about geography. So geography is very important to understand Chinese cultures changing. So I don't know you have any familiar with the river called Yangtze River. Yangtze River is the very cultural river, not like the Yellow River, but this river is more talking about culture. Because this river is from Tibet flowing, and then from Nanjing, Shanghai, come to the ocean. Very long, the most longest river in China, Yangtze River. So the culture background in China is divided from Yangtze River, the north and the south culture. So north culture means it is from this Yangtze River north. We have Jiangsu, we have Anhui, Henan, Hebei. Luoyang, Chang'an means the old political, culture, economy in the old day. All Buddhism come and do the translation and have a power influence to the royal family or the high class is in Luoyang. We all know that. So Luoyang Chang'an means like today's world very strong influence, New York and Washington. Same like today, what we can mean. So the culture background in the north is little bit, merged or, fit to the political culture and what we call the mainstream of China's power. No matter economic power or culture education power or political power, all in the north. So in the south, Jiangsu, Anhui, Henan, is we call the south. The south is not strong in that time. Still like we are far from New York. You see, we are Central America. You see, anything influence is only influence to the public, to the society, but not to the mainstream. You see, even though in United States, when we election, still very, very strong influence from the West Coast, from the East Coast, not in the center. Or maybe in the South Coast too, right now, Florida and Texas, but not in the center. Center only conservative, more conservative. See? In China, they have that kind of story in the old days. So, in Zhejiang, Jiangxi, Fujian, Funan, Guangdong, this is come to the south of Yangtze River. That is in the old days not too strong in the culture, in the political, and in the education, that kind of issue. Here, that is the geographic background I want to mention. Because I study this book and think a lot how to make it into simple word and not have the background of the Chinese culture, still can understand what I'm saying about the Chan Buddhism blooming and what is the background. So the second I want to mention is from the third patriarch, what we call that Dao Xin. The fourth, we call that Dao Xin. And his teacher, the third patriarch, we call that Zhen Chan. And then come to the Buffalo Head Mountain. So I want to say something. Zhen Chan's background very short. It's because of Zhen Chan is the person that influenced to the to Tao Xin. Tao Xin never come to the society until he passed away. Never. But he influenced to Southern school, or what we call that in the Chan Buddhism, point to the mind, very strong. It's because of his background. So Zhen Chan is Tao Xin's master. He take the lineage from him. We can see like this. When Zhen Chan's there, it just come to Sui Chao already correct, but the new not formed in the Tang Chao yet. That is very difficult in the society. A lot of suffer because what we call the no government. The government is gone, like Iraq, Afghanistan right now. The government already gone. A lot of dictatorship, leader come out. No such one is the only. They become fight, a big fight there. So Buddhism, a lot of Greek practitioners, they escape from this fight, pull himself back to the wood. Not much you can do in the fight, especially if you follow the precept of Buddhism. So you need to wait for the time of the society enlighten, then you can back to the society and educate them, or what we call that, inspire them. So when the third patriarch, he moved to the back, one thing can see how he influenced the society. Zhaozhou is the city that fall in the suffer because of no government, and then the robber and the what we call that kind of robber or what we call that thief. They become big group like army, very big group, and can come to the city and surround the city and rob the whole city, even though you have the very tall wall, they still can fight into the city. The whole city is shaking, fear. So Zhen Chan master, he from the mountain come down to the city, and he recommend the whole city chanting the name of Panya Paramita. The whole city is follow his voice, chanting the name of Panya Paramita. And then this robber feel fear in God. This is the record there. How powerful this monk, he know how to organize, unite, the mind and fight with the fear. This is how I read, and then I see what he can done. And when Tao Xin master follow him in the mountain there and get enlightened, then he never come out to the mountain. It's because our master told him this is the worst time to go to the society. And no such one can protect the Dhamma. If you come to more famous, it's more danger. So you need to wait for the time for the what we call that leader of the world. They respect you, they invite you, or they show interested about the Dhamma, then you can go to the society. So he never come serve his master 12 years. And then when the master gone, he still live in the society more than 30 years, never come down. This is the background. But from here, I want to say is the study background of his master and him before pass this teaching into a fellow modern. They are both of them very good in Chinese culture and Chinese study. And when Daoxin master, he teach in the mountain only for his student. Not go too far, but his background is talk about Vinaya principle and chant practice need to go unite. Talk about Langa Sutra and Panya Paramita Sutra need to go unite. Talk about, mindfulness to the Buddha and mindfulness to the mind is the key to the goal. This is the three things he teach the student. Here is something that he talked about when he come to talk about chant practice or Zen practice need to unite with Vinaya. I already mentioned about the Vinaya is not this law, this principle, that principle, but the purpose, why you want to accept 5 precepts, why you want to become novice, what is the purpose, why you want to become a monk, why you want to take Bodhisattva precept, what is the purpose? I think I'm in the pavilion, children pavilion. I already mentioned one time. Because of that reason, you see the difference. Why you want to have your own restraint in 5 precepts is because of 5 precepts make you have another kind of habitual pattern. When that is a very difficult time, very what we call the strong temptation, you still can overcome the gratification, know the danger is because of you have certain kind of behavior already achieved. So I thought that is from the plum blooming in the snow there. The early spring. Yeah. So once we get into knowing the novice, take 10 precepts. So the novice is like the bamboo stalk, the young bamboo. Sometimes what he mentioned is the bamboo stalk. They're breaking the what we call it, the moisture and glow up. You see how strong it is? See? Other glass, they only can come to the surface, they can't break the ground from there. And break means you can, this kind of obstacle, you can break out, it glow. Yeah. And become a monk that is like the water, flowing, it freezing, it stop all this defilement, can pass strong carry on process. It stop the freezing everything. Yeah. Once you know benefit to other enlightened to take the Bodhisattva precept is like turning yourself into the nourished rain, you can get all the plantation, no matter small or big, you can keep them washed, keep them fresh, keep them thirsty, fulfillment. That is what in the Chan Buddhism, when they see this precept is not holding this, holding that, cannot this, cannot that, is not like that. It's very Chinese culture. So once Buddhism, when it comes to China, here is something I want to mention. Because of the what we call the Yangtze River to the north, political have very chaos. We don't know follow who, and they have this kind of people come out. Someone that have very strong political desire or economic desire, they stay in the city. They stay close to what we call that, close to the king, royal family, so that they can, you know, spread their influence, and they can succeed in their own achievement. And someone disappointed into this phenomenon, or someone have kicked out by this phenomenon himself. So I hate it. I don't want to come to this dirty politics. See? So they see something bad and then they themselves run away. We call that is called Qing Shi. Qing Shi means philosophy. I name it philosophy, or Greek scholar. They always run away from them and do nothing, but they know how to see things, you know, pointed out this and that, make a Greek criticize, or give opinion, comments. So in that kind of society culture, the North have a lot of Greek men, what we call that, scholar, they come to Buddhism, learn from Buddhism. And this learn from Buddhism's people, they know what's going on. They learn from the what we call the Chinese culture, know the law, talk about discipline, code of ethics, and they know the custom. But here is something that if they don't involve into this very practical society, they will try to have their own time, how to pass their time. So this scholar or critics personality, they travel a lot. What we call that, in the mountain, in the Buddhist lake, and in here, they travel around China. What we call that, feng shui. Feng shui means enjoy the beauty of the nature. Included in that time, Laozi and Zhuangzi. This is Laozi and Zhuangzi is the contradict or oppose Confucius culture and Mezi culture. Mezi and Confucius more involved into politics, economic, and social response. So this is the culture background when Chan Buddhism come to China. So they see all these things that is very extreme. So want to transcend this tendency, they have Lao Zhuang 思想. Lao Zhuang means Laozi and Zhuangzi. They influence to the philosophy and these great thinkers who pull back themselves, abandon the chaos society and back to themselves. I can help much to this society, but I need to purify myself. At least I'm not involved to make more suffer to the society. So from here, if you don't involve and make more suffer to the society, you have that idea, then you enjoy life, the nature. Your life must be lacks of support. So what you can do is make the life more simple, more easy. But his mind there, still boundless, timeless. It is more into infinite. Mind is not going to reduce the desire, but they go to more into the mind understanding, but not into the practical society phenomenon. So this is another thing that becomes the background of Chan Buddhism blooming. The society that when Buddhism come to China, in India they already have something going on because of the sector of living acquire, the Sangha sometimes they divided this and that. You can see in the Vinaya. Vinaya is the Sangha, why they break into part, mostly talking about the Vinaya argument. If you go too sector and complicated, not easy to get into with some people. Not all can accept that kind of detail, So some of them is reject, not welcome. They say, oh, I purify my mind is not enough time. No another, present time to involve into detailed understanding. I need to go observing my own mind like that. So they go into big screen, not go into sector thing, very fine thing. They don't talk. So from there on, Bodhidharma is that kind of personality. Mind only. I purify my mind is the precept. Not talk about, verbal involved, bodily involved, not talk about that. They don't have the time to involve because you need to still the mind and go into the channel. You don't have the mind come out to the phenomena of sensual contact. See, this is a key. So when they come to the Buddhism and they bring this teaching into China, Chinese already have that kind of awakening. Oh, be out of keeping with the time. Improper with present need. Don't care. They already have that kind of understanding. So Buddhism, Chan come to China, they have the background of Indian, they have what we call the reform, and Chinese, they have the reform in the same time. So this reform merged together as the background in Chan Buddhism. This is what this book mentioned. It enlightened me. And the second what he mentioned is not the background of culture, the condition of society, but it's the teaching. The teaching, right now we talk about Langa Sutra and Panyaparamita Sutra, especially Mansusali Panyaparamita. And this Panya Paramita means they talk about the wisdom, the wisdom of liberation. What is the advanced wisdom of liberation? Can you tell me something? Oh, this must be nothing more important than this. Yeah. The wisdom of liberation means letting go of anything, signlessness, thinglessness, emptiness, no self, no attachment, very complete and very transformed, isn't it? They don't have any step. One mind or one intention you caught into the obstacle, you are dead man. One thought, if you can process it and purify, you are come to the truth. They talk like that. This is called Panya Paramita teaching. They don't have a sequence and gradual process. They don't talk like that. They talk from the mind is the only, because the mind is a chief. Mind processing come to your word, come to your bodily action. So you guide your mind, that means you don't have to worry about your. That is called Panya Paramita's teaching. So when his master Tao Xin passed this enlightenment to not Hongren. Hongren and this called Fa Yong is the brother and sister. Hongren become, the school of Huiren, and Fa Ren become what we call the modern hit school. And this school, after Huiren, they merged together because Huiren recommend his students come to learn with Professor Hit. See? So this is what I want to mention about the background. And the second one I want to mention after the talking about what is the basic foundation you based on Panya Paramita. And then the one I want to mention is the spirits of Southern School. What is the spirits of Southern School? Simplicity and practical. Simplicity because of not much economic support, followers support. You stay, away from the cloudy because you need to have time into practice jhana, experience about the state experience in Buddhism. You don't have much time involved into political and society or economy. So they need to live in very simple lifestyle and very practical. This kind of living life, they need to avoid the extreme, like the scholar come to Buddhism or the scholar abandon the society. They just travel around and enjoy the beauty and nature. You need to avoid that kind of what we call that laziness or restlessness. You see? This is a different. So the difference from Chan Buddhism is not like a philosophy, just talk about the theories, talk about something you are not experienced. They become more silent. If you want to challenge him, you can challenge how liberate my mind is. But you want me to talk a lot, I don't have word to say. You see, this is something that very, very sharp. It's not that they don't know anything, but they don't want to bring this, what we call that, what in the Dhamma still as the Godship, people's liberation, not yours. You don't have to remember it. You don't have to keep it in mind. Yeah, I want to bring one his disciple, and you will know that one day his disciple, the cowhead mountain's disciple, when they come to the society and have a lot of disciples, he teach people, you watch your own mind, observe your own mind and purify it. And then one day he read the sutra. No, and when he read the sutra, caught by his disciples. So, Master, you teach us don't read the sutra and read your own mind. Why you read the sutra? And then the master he answered, oh, I take the sutra and block my eye. Only block my eyes. Huh? Can we do as the same as master? You see how the master very humor. He said, yes, you can, of course, but you need to penetrate the sutra like the deep buffalo skin. You see? Yeah. You can read the sutra, but you need to penetrate to it like the deep buffalo skin. So reading sutra is not increasing your understanding, increasing your memories, perception, but you need to, from that realization, purify and make your mind detached. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thumbs up. I want to stop it here in order you know the background. When Tam Susu said, he eager to understand and learn something with my understanding in the Faiyong, the buffalo head. I want to say directly, but I have a little bit concern. If say directly with that, thing, because very, transcend and very profound. Without the background, you may not grab it. So today, I want to express a little bit about the background in this mountain and the Chinese culture. Why become northern culture and southern culture? That is something I hope I already contemplate, make it into simple. My expression, I hope you can understand a little bit. Thank you.